Looking for some fall recs? You came to the right place. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you're here. It's good to see you. Take two. Okay, let's try that again. What's up, beasties? Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see you. Looking good, looking sharp, looking like you're ready for the fall season, the crisp weather, nice, cool changing of the leaves. Maybe where you are, as one of my awesome beasties pointed out, maybe it's not fall there, but we're going to talk about fall recommended reads anyway, because that's where I am. And then when it is fall by you, or right now, because it's always good to curl up with a good book, maybe have the fireplace going, maybe have maybe have a mug or a cup of coffee or tea, have a blanket, just being cozy, reading a good book. And I've got some great recommendations for fall in a couple different categories, so let's get to it! Alright, so first up, I'm going to start with some obvious ones. In the fall, it's fun to read cozy books. So, probably one of the most popular cozy books of all time, which I loved, is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is an awesome book. If you haven't read it yet, you should definitely check it out. It's a quick read, high fantasy, low stakes, as it says. It's about a warrior named Vin, and she has been just fighting in wars and been a mercenary and all these things her whole life, and she really just wants to leave all the bloodshed behind, settle down, open up a nice coffee shop, bakery, open up a nice coffee shop, and just share coffee with this nice little town where people have never heard of coffee. So it just goes through the process of her trying to find a place and her getting the place and finding people to help her fix it up and then finding people to help her work there. And along the way she makes some friendships and there's some romance, and it's just very sweet, well done. It's an awesome story. And there's a little bit of danger and excitement mixed in there, but if you haven't read it yet, you should definitely check it out. It is one of my favorites. Next up, a similar story, but it's called Can't Spell Treason Without T. Same kind of thing. You've got a couple, in this one though, you've got two warrior types. You've got a soldier, essentially, and a mage, very powerful. They both want to leave all that behind, and they want to open up a tea shop and a bookstore and just kind of live the chill, cozy life. But villainous, evil people from the past do not like that they left, and they're not going to let them have that sweet, sweet, relaxing life. So it's similar to Legends and Lattes in some ways, but very different in others, and it's a very good one. I recommend it. And the spread edges are beautiful. Then we got The Spell Shop. Oh, I should say, Can't Spell Treason Without T is by Rebecca Thorne. The Spell Shop is by Sarah Beth Durst. This is a new one that came out over the summer, I think it was. But not a quick read. Very cozy, very sweet. It is about the main character. What's her name? Kyla, I think. But she is kind of in hiding because of her magic and stuff. But then she is in this sleepy little town and in the woods, and she ends up starting to help people and using some spells and some magic. And it's the little romance, very sweet, very nice. But of course, that brings some trouble from her past. So good stuff. Then pretty much anything by T.J. Klune I would highly recommend. But House in the Cerulean Sea, I would start there because someone must be at the door. Because the sequel is coming out this fall, so it's a great time to jump on. But he has a lot of books and a couple series, and and they're just all very whimsical, cozy, and in the fantasy setting, they're a lot of fun. And something I am reading through now, Quaint Creatures, Magical Mundane by Andrew D. Meredith. I've had him on the channel for an interview. This is his cozy fantasy book, the first one in a series of books that are going to be set in this cozy little world in this town. And this is a lot of fun so far. You should definitely check it out. Deals with our character here, who's a shopkeeper, and just him helping people, and the silliness in this fantasy town is just a lot of fun. Definitely an awesome fall cozy read. All right, so maybe you don't want like a cozy, sweet read. Maybe you still want a break from the big fantasy books. Maybe you want something in between. So I would recommend, maybe you want to get ready for spooky season, but not quite all the way into the horror. So I would recommend some books like Sandman Slim, the first book in the series by Richard Kadri. A lot of fun. A demon that has escaped hell and is on Earth. Has very fall vibes to me. And it's a lot of fun, awesome anti-hero, awesome series. Maybe you want to read something a little shorter. I recommend a couple novellas that give me fall vibes. We got When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. Love this novella. Very cool. Monster Hunter story that kind of flips on its head and has a twist in it that makes you think of things different than you think going in. Very good. And The Builders by Daniel Polanski. If you liked Redwall, this is like Redwall meets Deadpool or something like that. Just very gory and bloody and fun. Kind of like a Western in a fantasy setting, but with animals that can talk and fight. Very fun. Recommend both of those. Some other short reads that are a lot of fun. This is a newer one. You Look Better as a Ghost by Joanna Wallace. Deals with a character who can see dead people, see ghosts, but she's also a serial killer, and she goes after like bad people, and it's very interesting. It's a very, very funny, interesting, dark comedy. It's a lot of fun. So that one's worth checking out. And then The Saturday Night Ghost Club. Really short, quick read. If you're like a kid of the 80s or 90s, you'll dig this. If you like Stranger Things, you'll dig this. Lighthearted, kind of kids growing up in the neighborhood, some friends, and dealing with ghosts and supernatural stuff. Very cool. T. Kingfisher. Pretty much anything by T. Kingfisher is fun to read in the fall. But Nettle and Bone is a very whimsical, cozy fantasy. A good start if you're looking to get into T. Kingfisher. A lot of fun. Then a couple of books that are shorter that I'm excited about but haven't read yet. But I do want to read them ASAP, and they definitely give me fall vibes. This one is really cool. I remember watching Scooby-Doo as a kid. So this is called Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. This cover is awesome, by the way. And it's very similar to Scooby-Doo. It's like a group of kids that solved this crime, and there was like some horror supernatural stuff to it, and now they're all adults, and they come back together to go back to the town because the person that they put away, the one that said, if it weren't for those dang kids, he's actually getting out, and they're kind of like worried that stuff's going to happen. So some of them have some addiction problems. Some of them have been in getting psychiatric help from all the PTSD and stuff, and it's very interesting. I have read some of it, and I love it so far, so this is one that I recommend. It's a lot of fun. These two I've not read at all yet, but I definitely want to. Hexologist by Josiah Bancroft. Definitely fall vibes. It's a husband and wife. They're called the Hexologists. Why can I not think of what they're called? Exorcists, maybe? I don't know. Hexologists. But husband and wife. Very good fall, spooky vibes. And Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. Cozy but dark. Also, definitely deals with like a shapeshifter, skinwalker-like character who gets injured by monster hunters, and then they get taken in and nursed and back to health by this kind person that they fall for, and then they realize that person is a monster hunter that was one of the monster hunters looking for them, and very interesting. So I'm excited to read that one. All right, so those were all some cozy ones, some shorter ones, but let's say that you want to keep reading the big, beefy fantasy books. What gives off fall vibes? Well, I've got 4 more for you that I feel are very fallish. First off, one of my favorite books, Empire of the Vampire. This is a lot of fun, a great way to kick off fall and spooky season if you haven't read this yet. Empire of the Damned, the sequel just came out. It's so much fun. I highly recommend these books. Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. This is so good. Such a cool, like, Lovecraftian, dark fall vibes. Great way to kick off spooky season. A lot of fun if you like The Witcher, or if you like justice, law, crime type things, thrillers, but in a fantasy world. Very cool. My favorite series of all time, First Law. The blade itself definitely gives off fall vibes to me. They're outside all the time, traveling, and just gives me that crisp, cool fall feel. And this series is awesome, so if you haven't read it yet, you need to. And finally, We Are the Dead by Mike Shackle. The Last War trilogy. This is a grimdark, awesome series, and it really is a great way to read in the fall, kick off spooky season if you want to keep that fantasy vibe, but want something that just feels fall and dark and a lot of fun. So highly recommend this. And Mike Shackle's short stories, that the Witchfinder chronicles that he is releasing right now on his website. If you haven't read them yet, check them out. I'll put a link in the description. I'm going to do a video about those soon because they are a lot of fun as well. So there you go. I hope you liked what I had to recommend. Let me know if you've read some of these. Let me know if you want to. If you already have and agree that they're great. Or let me know what you're reading in the fall, or great books that you've read in the fall that you could recommend to me and to the rest of the beasties. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. I would love to have you as part of the beasties. I want to be beast friends. I want to be beasties with you. And it's a lot of fun. You'll know when I have videos come out, and we can hang out and chat every time I post a video. I also do daily question of the day polls, where you can vote on something, and then at the end of the day I announce the winner, and that's a lot of fun. I also let my beasties pick my TBR from time to time. Like right now, they are voting as we speak on books throughout September for my spooky season TBR in October, and I am pumped about it. We'd love to have you aboard if you haven't yet. For those of you that have, I love you. Thank you. Beasties. All right, but that's all I got for you. Until I see you in the next video, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see ya.